coaches need coaching too. So if you need some coaching, this is for you. Ow! I didn't even try to rhyme that, but it rhymed. Okay? Okay. Well, for the past 14 years, I have been a coach in competitive sports. Through it all, I have gained so much wisdom and knowledge and insights that I've kind of kept to myself because, you know, I'm the one that stayed up all night making it up. But now that I've pretty much mastered what I need to master and I've been successful at this at multiple different locations and states, it's time to give back to all of the younger coaches out there or just the coaches that don't like to listen to people and are stubborn. It's much easier to watch it on a video versus somebody telling you to your face, baby, you got a bad attitude. You got a bad attitude. It's okay. I've been there too, acting like I know everything. But in reality, we don't have it all. Sometimes we need to take the back seat. Sometimes we are not the best at something. Somebody else needs to step up and do it. And you have to be comfortable with making that call for yourself. Don't have your pride sit in the way and cause everyone else to suffer because of you wanting to act like you know it all. We don't know it all. We need help. And no great person has got to where they are alone. It's a group effort. So I'm going to make this quick video in hopes that it gives somebody or some people some motivation to keep going. So, throughout a season, throughout a year, we get stuck. We hit those moments where we feel low, where we feel defeated, where we feel like it doesn't look like it's turning around and that things won't get better. But in those moments where we feel low, it is all about strategy. It is all about being able to modify. It is all about having a open mind. And speaking of open mind, that is first on my list. So tip number one, first piece of advice I can give you, keep an open mind. Things don't always go as planned. Now, stick to the plan because the moment you get the idea, the moment you get that like feeling where you are ready to level up and make this thing better and come in hot and come in on fire, it may start off that way, but just know that the greater you feel about what you're aiming toward, the greater the opposition is going to be. So just as big as that reward is, your opposition is going to be even bigger. And you have to stay calm, stay put, trust the process, stick to the plan and see it through, even if that plan has to be modified. Modifying is not always a bad thing. This worked for last year's group. This worked for the past 3 years. I won back in the day 5 times in a row, and this was successful. Why won't they do it? Because that's not the same group of people. Times have changed. Things evolve. The only constant in life is change. So be willing to adapt to different things. Don't get stuck in your ways to a point where you're just making yourself have a complicated situation. There are different ways to do things, and we never stop learning. You can learn from your mistakes. You can learn from a kid on your team that does something the wrong way, but it ends up being easier. Then everybody else's life is easier because of somebody making a mistake. Don't create an environment to where you don't want to hear it from anybody, where everybody else's opinion just sucks and it doesn't matter. Nobody wants to be around you. And there's going to come a day where you're going to need help. And nobody's going to want to help you because you have been a nasty person. Winning, coaching, these authority roles have people in a fantasy world because these titles and these positions will get you so egotistical, get you so like on this high horse to where you think that you are the queen of, I don't know, fantasy land, and treating everybody else around you like they don't matter. Everybody involved matters. If you decided to hire them, if you decided to put them on your team, if you decided to let them be a part of this, then let them be a part of it 100%. It's so much easier to continue on with the way you've been acting or the way you've been coaching and not want to switch things up. But it's much more mature and it's a much harder task and much more rewarding task if you do take a chance. Taking a chance is not always bad. You got to risk it to get the biscuit. And oftentimes when we take these chances, it makes everybody better because you're stepping out of your comfort zone. You're trying new things and you are really opening up your heart and opening up your eyes to more. You're opening it up to be better and create a new product that may not work the same way your old method works, but that is a part of growing. That is a part of evolution. And we just have to swallow that pill sometimes. So if you feel stuck or you feel like you don't know what to do, change things up, modify, and keep it moving. You still are great and you got it, baby. You got to be coachable too. We want our workers and we want our kids to do what we say, but we can't listen to nobody else. What sense does that make? The double standard, darling. The double standard. Okay. So tip number 2, respect for your players, respect for your athletes, respect for your employees, however you want to put it. If somebody is talking, I don't care if they are new at what they're doing. I don't care if they don't have the experience. They have the floor. And you need to make it known that when they are speaking, nobody else is. You have to show them that same respect, because the moment you disrespect somebody or like belittle them and make it seem like what they're saying isn't valued, then the culture of the team is tainted. Everybody is going to start looking at that other coach like they are not valued or they don't know what they're talking about, when in fact, it doesn't matter if they know what they're talking about. They are in it. They are putting their same time and effort into it just like you are, and they are good at something. So you be a leader. You be a leader and find something they're good at and make them feel valued, make them feel like they're doing something, not just sitting off to the side while you run the show. That's not okay. I've been on both sides of the spectrum, and I have made it known to make sure that all of my co-coaches throughout the years have felt a part of it, because people have treated me like that back in the day. And I'm like, oop. The older I got and the more advanced I got, I was like, no, I'm going to say what I got to say. But to a newer coach, to a coach with not as much confidence, to somebody that just needs somebody to believe in them and trust them and let them be comfortable enough to get their ideas out. You'd be surprised how talented people are that actually get the opportunity to use their voice. So be respectful to your athletes, to your staff. A thank you goes a long way. A good job goes a long way. A shout out at the end of your practice, at the end of a work week or whatever you want to call it, goes a long way. When you are in authority roles, people are already walking on eggshells around you. Even if you're the coolest boss ever, even if you are you've been there for 20 years, they're going to have that respect over you because you own the place. You run the team. You are the one in charge. A thank you goes a long way. I appreciate that goes a long way. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. That is key to making your environment at work or on your team successful. I will get on to you. I will tell you what you're doing wrong. I will hold you to a high standard, and I won't budge until you meet those standards. But at the end of the day, you know that I respect you and I'm grateful for you being a part of what it is that they're a part of. Okay? And last tip I'm going to give you, stay away from self. My. This is my. Like, okay, we get it. Don't you think we know that? Don't you think we know that this is your team? Don't you think that we know that you're the manager? Don't you think that we know that you're the boss? Don't you think that we know that you've been here for 20 years? Yeah, we already know that. If it's yours, then you can do it by yourself. What would you do if everybody walked out? You would look crazy. Okay? For real, for real. You would look crazy. Everybody walked out and left you high and dry. The amount of love and respect people have for you is insane. So you got to show that right back to them. Ask people how they're doing. Ask them how their day is going. Genuinely care. You can still be stern. You can still, keep that relationship, distant. Keep your home life from work life, all that jazz. But talk to people and let them know you care about them, because they are sacrificing and doing a lot for your company. A lot of these jobs require a lot of outside work. A lot of your athletes on your team, they come in the gym extra. They come in to practice extra. They put in the extra work outside of whatever sport it is that they're doing to keep up with their skill set for your team, for your job, for your organization. So let them know that they appreciate it. All right, that was fun. That was all in flow. So I got the strategy. I got the tips. I have the pointers. I have everything, because I've been through it all. I started from scratch, zero, nada, zilch as a fan. I started from hope, and just passion has gotten me to where I'm going. So I've had to work my way through every little situation. I've been on the beginner side of it, and I've been on the advanced side of it. I've been on the side that everybody can relate to. So I got your tips, and I'm really good at talking to people. So if you are one of those people that don't have good social skills, or you just are angry all the time and don't want to hear from anybody, hopefully this video can help you run your practices better, run your team better, run your organization better, and help build more healthy relationships with the people that are doing it right along with you. Yes! Okay, more coming soon. If you like this, talk to you later. Bye-bye.